It's all how you train them, they say. So this man was killed by dogs in a 23-minute attack, riding his bike, but his sister said that these dogs were trained to kill. Let's have a look. We're over here at the Inside Edition version of this story.
Fight them off, but they're in a frenzy and drag him away. The attack lasted a full 23 minutes, and when it was finally over, he had sustained more than 300 bites.
Like they wanted to drag him over.
Take a notice of the way they use words. He sustained 300 bites. So that kind of makes it sound like he went out and grabbed 300 bites and put them in a bag and then installed them on his skin. No, he suffered 300 bites from dogs. Notice how they slip in these little words. This has to do with the little twist I'm going to show you guys about. It's all how you train them.
To their yard. Like he was like their dinner or something.
We spoke to Chris Culbertson's sister, Angela.
My brother was screaming, as you can imagine, for help. And they were just pulling at him and he couldn't get up. He said he tried. He was reaching for help and he was trying to get up, but he just couldn't.
At one point, a brave neighbor tries to lend assistance, but she's also attacked and runs away to call for help. Culbertson spent 4 days in the hospital before dying of septic shock caused by his wounds.
Caused by his wounds. Oh, so it's his fault. He went and got wounded. He died from sepsis from his wounds. They always put in this little language, and it's on purpose. It's to make you not think about how nasty these dogs are.
Angela said she and her brother had previously owned pit bulls and felt comfortable around them.
I don't blame the dogs, and neither would my brother.
So these dogs killed her brother, and she's not going to blame the dogs. Well, that's another trick that they're using with words as well. It's not about blame. They're trying to make this about who to blame, and they're low key putting in these little covert words to make you put blame on him. Oh, he sustained wounds. Oh, he got sepsis from his wounds. No, the sepsis comes from the mouth of the dogs, which are full of nasty bacteria. So, were the dogs trained to have bacteria in their mouth? No. So, the whole argument about blame, that's a trick. They're getting you to think about blame. They're getting you to think about who do they need to blame. Oh, blame the owners. But of course, the owners will face near zero charges every single time. So, it is all how you train them. It's how you train your poor citizens who have been trained and brainwashed to think that these dogs are okay. And this lady right here that talks, this little talking head lady, she sits there and says, oh, we had dogs, we're comfortable with dogs, we don't understand what happened. She has trained herself, brainwashed herself, deluded herself. So yeah, it is all how you train them, but it's the humans that are being trained to abandon their own intelligence, abandon their own instinct, and then they pay the price. And this video is a perfect example of that. Not only the video, but just have a look at the comments. They say the owners need to go to jail. The owners need to go to jail. Well, that's not going to help anything. The owners will go to jail. They'll get taxpayer money to keep them alive, and those pit bulls will be pushed on somebody else. For example, let's go over here to the state where those pit bulls came from. 501c3 tax shelter organizations that the state of Missouri, the governor, the lawmakers, they allow these organizations to exist. They call these pit bulls applesauce. I bet one of those dogs that killed that man would probably have one of these cute names too. Applesauce. Oh, look at them. Look at all the pictures they take of them. This is all paid for by the government through tax shelters. These are 501c3 organizations. They even make money selling you pit bull merchandise. Pit bull merchandise while pit bulls kill your citizens. They can take donations and they don't have to claim them on their taxes. And then all the money they spend on bringing pit bulls into Kansas City, Missouri, that can be written off on their taxes. So ultimately, The government and taxpayers pay for these rescue organizations through tax money and then through their own freaking lives in the hospital. And of course, then there's the hospital bills and everything else that has to be paid for. So you're going to talk about who to blame. Blame the people that are brainwashing you and making you think that these dogs are so special. You can go click on these pictures, and I'm sure all these dogs got precious little names that make you think and act like, just like this lady right here. Oh my God, I don't blame the dogs. I don't blame the dogs. You're brainwashed and you're trained to allow this to keep happening to you. So if you live in Missouri or any other state and you're witnessing these packs of dogs killing people, this is where you need to go. You need to go to these websites, not to some other YouTube channel where they bitch and cry about dog attacks and you can get all mad with them. This is where you need to go. You can make an open letter and publish it on your Facebook or YouTube page and say, hey, excuse me, Mr. Governor Parson, can you talk to me about why people are being killed on the streets by pit bulls? I want to start up a mountain biking group for the local kids because I want to be part of some of these priorities. Look at the priorities that they have. Having a team of young kids that rides around in the neighborhood on their bikes for health and to understand the care of their community and the structure of their town. That's all good for their health care. And you could say, hey, Mr. Parsons, can you please do something to educate people about pit bulls, that they are not nice, precious little dogs? Because I want to be in the future. I want to be like, I want to be like this guy right here, and I want to ride around on my bike and have a nice day. I don't want to be drug on the ground and have 300 bites all over my body where I end up dying from sepsis. So yeah, that's just a little look at the biker that died from pit bull attacks. And that's what I think. I think that we are being trained. We're being trained to be stupid, give up our lives for the sake of these dogs. And then we're just getting upset and going to YouTube and watching other channels. And this is where we need to go. This is where we need to go. And these are the type of videos we need to make. If you live in Missouri and you saw this video, send it over to the Facebook page of Michael Parson and ask him why. Why do we have packs of dogs in our streets like we're some kind of third world country?